So ngayon, pagpapatuloy natin ang ating fish head casserole or dried squid casserole with Mrs. Lucy David. Mrs. David, now the head has been fried.
Now, the head has been fried already, no? You can either put it in a Chinese casserole here and cook it directly on the flame, or you can use a pan like this, no? Big enough to put your head in and not to be too tight, no? Otherwise, you may have difficulty moving the ingredients around. Then you prepared your garlic and your ginger. You put your oil, corn oil, 2 tablespoons of corn oil. This is half a tablespoon, that's why I'm getting it 4 times. Then you fried your ginger and your garlic, no?
So whole, no? The garlic
yes.
is whole. Buo yung
buo ang garlic. Oo. Now ginger takes a little more time to brown than garlic. So if you are going to knead it together, you put in your ginger first.
So 4 slices of ginger. 4 na slice yun ng luya.
Now, when the ginger is browning slightly, then that's the time that you put in your garlic. Because it doesn't take time to brown garlic at all.
So, ulitin namin, hindi ni-slice ang bawang, no? So,
bawang buo, oo. Don't cook your, don't brown your garlic too much because otherwise it becomes bitter. So just brown it a bit.
The smell is so good.
Just as soon as it started smelling, then it's okay.
Okay.
You don't put all the oil in. Actually, the oil you need it only to brown the. You need the oil only to fry the ginger and the garlic, no? And then
bamboo shoot.
You put your bamboo shoot. Excuse me. Spread around it.
Here, the sliced bamboo shoot.
And then your pork. Make sure some of the porks cover the fish head because the oil from your pork enhance the tastes of the fish.
So this is raw sliced pork belly or yem.
Yeah.
Hilaw po ito, no?
Then your mushrooms. Then lastly, your tofu. Arrange your tofu around it.
This is a fried tofu coated in cornstarch.
Then put your onion. Your onion you cut into about 1 1/2 inch length. Then put your onion on top. No? Then your 2 pieces of hot chili.
Yeah.
Then you put your water, and best if you put boiling water. Then you put your salt, 1/2 teaspoon salt.
Salt. Just sprinkle the salt on top.
Yeah, and then 1/4 teaspoon bitching. Also sprinkle it around. Then 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. This is only half, so I used 2, no?
So 1 tablespoon light soy sauce. And finally,
then rice wine. You need 2 tablespoons of rice wine. There.
2 tablespoon rice wine.
And then 4 cups of water. Now, if here I don't have boiling water ready, so I use cold water. But actually, you should use boiling water. Put your boiling water, 4 cups, over it. Then you just cover it, and once it's boiling, you turn it down to simmering and simmer it for about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. Okay?
So now we pause for a short break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yung gulay.
So let's continue, Mrs.
Yeah.
David, with our fish.
Here is the last one. No? You put some vegetables in. As I mentioned before, the Chinese always try to prepare their food with color combination and for, you know, appetite appears and so on. Now you put in your stems first. This is the cooked one, no?
It's a cooked fish head.
This is the cooked fish head. You can use either the other type of pan that I showed you a while ago, or this regular pan. Now there we just when the color of the vegetables turn green, that's already done.
So we put it off, off the fire.
Now I can
transfer
to show you what it looks like. So, use 2 spatula to pick up your fish head so that it stays whole.
There goes the fish head.
The tofu and so on.
The smell is really so good.
Yes, it is a very nice dish. And
would you say this is for about 4 people, Mrs. David?
well, this can be it can serve 4 to 6 people.
Looks fantastic. It smells
There you are. It's your fish head casserole.
Or dried squid.
Or dry squid.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very, very much, Mrs. Lucy David. At saka maraming salamat kay Manang Karing Vasquez. Isa lang pong paalala, para ho sa inyong mga libreng handouts of the recipes, you can have this 1 or 2 weeks after the end of this entire Chinese cooking series. Yung pong malalapit lamang sa Great Wall Advertising, which is located on 136 Yakal Street, please ho, pumunta na lamang kayo para mas madalian ang pagkuha ninyo nitong mga recipes. Yun namang malalayo, you can write to our sponsor, Philip Morris International, care of Great Wall Advertising, P.O. Box 1221, Makati Commercial Center. Huwag ninyong kalilimutan ang inyong 80 centavos stamp at ang inyong return address. Okay? So, in behalf of our sponsor, Philip Morris International and MBS Channel 4, ito po si Cecilia Garucho, nagpapaalam po. Sana'y nakatulong kami sa inyo ngayong hapon. Bye-bye. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome once again to our Chinese cooking series dito po sa Telearalan. Fortunately for all of us, Mrs. Lucy David, our guest, has taken time out from her extremely busy schedule as an advertising executive to share with us her many, many years of cooking experience. As a matter of fact, napakarami na hong tumatawag sa kanya mga grateful viewers at sinasabi sa kanya na talagang nasisiyahan sila sa mga demonstrations ni Mrs. David. Kaya nga ngayong hapon, naghanda na naman siya ng isa pang exotic dish at ang tawag po dito ay Pearl of Orient or meatballs with quail eggs. Kaya kung handa na po kayo, ang mga panulat ninyo ay sisimulan na po natin matapos lamang ng ilang paalala. Gusto ko pong pakilala muli si Mrs. Lucy David. Siya po ang president ng Great Wall Advertising. At kasama na naman natin siya. Hello, Mrs. David.
Hello again.
Today, we have only one. We do one.
Well, we have the Pearl of the Orient and or meatball with quailed eggs. And if we also have a dipping sauce, of course.
Okay.
Now, if we have time, then I'll show you a simple vegetable dish.
Okay.
It
I hope we
depends
have
on
time.
how much time we have.
Yes.
So
Okay.
let's go to the recipe. Now, we need 12 pieces of hard-boiled quail eggs. 12 pieces hard-boiled quail eggs.
Or itlog ng
Now,
pugo.
Or itlog ng pugo. Now, you boil this together with cold water, no? Then when it's cooked, then you shell it. Then you need 100 grams of shrimps. 100 grams of shrimps. Now, if this were pretty good sized shrimp, 6 to 8 pieces is already 100 grams, no? Then you cut this shrimp, minced it, cut it very, very fine. Then you need 200 grams ground pork. 200 grams ground pork. And 2 tablespoons of minced water chestnuts or sycamas. 2 tablespoons of minced water chestnuts or sycamas. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon rice wine. 1/2 teaspoon rice wine. 1/2 teaspoon soy sauce. Again, this is the light soy sauce. 1/2 teaspoon soy sauce. 1/4 teaspoon sugar. 1/4 teaspoon sugar. 2 teaspoon cornstarch. 2 teaspoon cornstarch, the regular cornstarch. Then 1 teaspoon sesame oil. 1 teaspoon sesame oil. Then 2 teaspoon green onions, chopped very finely. Then 4 seeds of dry tofu, each cut into about 3 by 3 inches square. 4 sheets of dry tofu cut into 3 by 3 inches square. Then oil for deep frying, about 5-6 cups of oil for deep frying now. Now for the dipping sauce, it is exactly the same dipping sauce as the one we used previously for the fried shrimp roll with mango and banana or banana. But just in case you have not watched the previous episode, I give you the recipe here. The dipping sauce is 3 tablespoons ketchup, 3 tablespoons ketchup, 3 tablespoons vinegar, regular vinegar, 3 tablespoons vinegar, 4 tablespoons brown sugar, 4 tablespoons brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 cup water, 1/4 cup water, 1 tablespoon AA starch or cornstarch mixed with 1/4 cup of water. 1 tablespoon AA starch or cornstarch mixed with 1/4 cup water. Now let's look at the rest. The ingredients. These are shelled quailed eggs. These are only 8 pieces, 9 pieces here. Now, the thing here is that when you cook quailed egg, always cook it together with the cold water. Put your water in the same time you put your quailed egg in. And then after you boil it for 5-6 minutes, you throw out the hot water, boiling water, then you just put cold water over it. The reason for that is for easy peeling. If you keep it in the hot water, later on, you peel it and the skin will stick to the egg white. So, there you are. You have the quail eggs here. And you have the ground pork, the shrimp that's already all minced. Then you have the sycamas. This time I use sycamas, not water chestnuts, to show you that it can be, both can be used.
But did
Then
you squeeze
the onion.
off
Yes,
the water?
I chopped it up, then squeezed it dry, no? Then you prepare the tofu skin.
What
I'll
is this,
show
Mrs.
you.
David? Where do we buy this?
You can buy it in the Chinese grocery.
I see. What do you call it if we go to the Chinese
The
grocery
Chinese
downtown?
call this tao pei.
Tao Pe.
Tao pei. Tao pei, no? This is whole sheet. This is whole sheet of tofu skin, tofu sheets. These are, you know, the film on top
Yes.
of soy milk when you are boiling soy milk. Then you just pick up the film on top and dry it. It becomes like this.
I see.
It is the same thing that you have been eating in this kikiam. They use this to wrap kikiam.
I see.
Okay? Now, you cut it. Oh, this is too big. But anyway, you cut it into squares, no? Then you start preparing your, mixing your ingredients. You just put them all together.
The ground shrimp, minced shrimp,
The
pork,
sycamas
singkamas,
and the onions.
green onions.
Then you put your seasoning in. Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of rice wine. Then half a teaspoon of soy sauce. Then 2 teaspoons of cornstarch.
Teaspoon cornstarch. 1 teaspoon sesame oil.
Then 1 teaspoon sesame oil. Now you mixed all this. Mix it well. Make sure that all is, everything is mixed well, no? Because otherwise you may get one meatball that's all shrimp, and then another meatball that's all sycamas, and another meatball that's all meat. So you have to really mix it well. Then, preferably, if you are not, if you are not an experienced, cooked, after you mixed everything, you divide them. So you will have,
More or less uniform.
yes, uniform size meatballs, no? You divide them like that. First you cut it into half, divide it into half, then 1/4, then from
So
the
on.
1/4, each fourth you make it into
3.
about 3. Then you prepare your wrapping. You just pick up one, spread it out, and wrap your pogo egg around it. See?
It's like a little shomai.
Yes. I have some that's already wrapped last night.
That means that we can do it ahead, not on the day that we're going to make it. We can do it the night before, Mrs. David?
You can. The only trouble is that the tofu skin would tend to be a
Dry?
bit soft.
Oh, so.
So if you fried it, it will not be very crispy, no? So this is the way it is done.
Can this also be like an appetizer or strictly?
Oh yes, you can use it as appetizer, or you can use it as viand, or you can use it as merinda.
Mm-hmm.
I have some. These were prepared already, so we can fry this so that you can see how it's done. Ooh, the oil is not hot enough.
So we have to...
I use this one. The other stove is always not hotter.
Mrs. David, if we cannot prepare it with the skin, with the tofu skin...
Ah, yes. You can use breadcrumbs.
Oh,
You can just roll around breadcrumbs and still fry it. Or breadcrumbs mixed with flour.
I see. That's a substitute to the tofu, dry tofu.
But the reason that I use dry tofu is that it gives a distinctive taste to it.
Yeah.
It's not just to seal the meatball, but it does have a different taste, no?
Mrs. David, I'm just thinking, let's say a housewife will do this for a party, no? She can mix everything without the skin, without the taupe, the day before.
Even few days before. You can mix it.
Now, can you freeze it?
You can freeze the mixture.
Yes.
And then...
The ground mixture, pwede freeze.
Yes. So I'll get back and then we will do the sauce.
So is this very hot oil?
Yeah, medium.
Medium hot. So the oil has to be quite medium hot, no?
Yeah,
not too hot.
Not too hot. Because if it's too hot, then...
And I noticed that you always use up a lot of oil for frying. You always have a lot of...
When
it's
you
nearly
do
covered,
not use enough oil for your deep frying food, then it does not fry your food evenly. So make sure that when it's deep fried, you use enough oil, no?
Would you say this is around 5 cups of oil?
Yeah, this is about 5 cups of oil. Now this is almost done.
So we brown it. It's a golden brown.
It's golden brown, and I always use a strainer to drain the excess oil, no?
So parang mukhang malutong na ito, no? Is it supposed to be crispy when it's fried?
It's very crispy because tofu skin, once you fried it, it's very crispy. Now this is already done. See? This is already done. Now, you can serve this, oh, radish. You can serve this with a, radish, atara. You can serve this with atara, no? And then with a dipping sauce.
Okay, what kind of achara is this? Ordinary?
Well, I used a carrot and white radish atara.
Smells
This is
good.
very easy to do. You just slice the carrot and what you call slice the carrot and labanos, white radish, very, very thinly, and then wrap it with a little salt and squeeze out the excess juice. Then you put 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Don't add any more salt.
Why is that, Mrs. David? Why don't we add
Because
salt?
you already used the salt to squeeze the vegetables. It'll be too salty, no?
I see.
So there you are. You just serve this with, and if you like the pickles to be hot, if you like the radish to be hot, then add sili labano.
Labuyo.
Labuyo, yeah.
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
We chop the labuyo also?
Yes,
together with
you
the...
chop it and then
mix it there.
mix it, no?
There. Oh,
So,
wow.
there.
This is 1 soy leaves on top.
These are 1 soy leaves, no? So you have red and white and brown and green.
Yes. Very
Okay.
nice. Okay, so now we pause for a short break. Wag po sana kayong alis. We'll be right back.